because we got to talk about the Twins first. I mean, the Twins with a second consecutive meltdown, deja vu, really, because for a second straight game, a go-ahead 3-run home run in the 7th, and a second straight game, the bullpen gives it up. This time, it's even worse. They give up 4 runs in the 9th, and they lose 11-10 in a slugfest. Entertaining game, to be sure, but the pitching left something to be desired. Twins now down a game in the Central. Ron, your reaction to last night's meltdown?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Maybe the Guardians are just better. Maybe. Who knows? But when you look at what that game bought you, it bought you leads. It bought you overcoming leads. It bought sustainability. It bought perseverance. And in the end, all that was attributed to the Guardians. They did all of it. They sustained. They came back. They persevered. They were down. And they charged back in the end with strategic moments. I mean, you saw the sacrifice fly to go ahead. You saw the double to tie it up. I mean, the home runs from Kepler and Correa, like that could have defeated a lot of people when you have one guy gets 2 home runs, another guy comes in and hits a homer, and then all of a sudden the Guardians charge back, though. They're like, look, we're in this. And I think they probably realized, like, look, the Twins bullpen, if we can stick around, I don't think they have enough to close us out in the end, and they didn't. They could not close out the game. Whereas Clase came in and he closed it out. They could not get a hit on them. They could not do it enough they couldn't get one homer to try to tie it up in grand fashion at the end, and then maybe now put the pressure on them to start making mistakes. But if a pitcher's ahead in the count, if a pitcher doesn't feel like there's no pressure, there's nobody on third that possibly can score with 0 outs or 1 out, like that's a pitcher's dream. Pitcher's nightmare, people on base, not enough outs where an outfield fly matters to the defense. Like when an outfield fly is hit and somebody's on third, that's the worst scenario, unless it's close and you can gun the guy down, or you have Kirby Puckett back there, or somebody with a rocket arm. Like the Twins just, I don't know. Like, I don't know what to say. Like they have to figure this out. You have to get 2 out of 1. You have to try to keep this close, because then you go on a 5-game stretch against the same team. And if that same team sweeps you now they have the confidence to come back and sweep you in 5. But again, I've been wrong before. I'll be wrong again. Twins might come back and sweep they might lose all 3 of these and then sweep them and get all 5. So who knows? Like this season, it started off great. It's starting to get rocky, but let's see where it goes. What do you think, Sam?
Yeah, just hugely disappointing when they had their best pitchers lined up, their starters. They had Joe Ryan. They had Sonny Gray last night. Devin Smeltzer today has been really good, so maybe they get a win from him. But they gave Cleveland their best. Their starting pitchers were not bad, and their offense has been great. So when things come together like that, and you should win those games with late inning leads, that's pretty distressing. And now Byron Buxton's got his knee, barking at him again. So it doesn't look good for the Twins, and they're coming back to the pack. And we might be set up here for kind of a down stretch leading up to the All-Star break. Yeah. Ron, I don't know if you saw this major Stanley Cup controversy late last night. So after the Twins meltdown, was a little bit bummed out. I switched over to the hockey for a distraction, and I got to see the overtime winner. So Colorado dominates the overtime. Weird goal. I don't know if you saw this, but the guy puts it past the goaltender, and nobody celebrates because the puck got stuck in the upper part of the net. So no one really saw where it was. There was a delayed reaction. Then they celebrate. It's over. The Avalanche win. Well, later on, we see replays that the Avalanche had too many men on the ice during the goal. And the Tampa Bay coach is almost crying after the game, saying we should still be playing. I can't talk right now. And now that they're talking about changing the rules and why isn't this reviewable? And it's kind of a gigantic conundrum, Ron. Did you keep up with sort of the late night controversy around the Stanley Cup game winner?
I didn't. I was out to dinner, and then I ran into Carter Coughlin, Kamal Martin, and Clay Geary, all former Gophers. Clay actually said he's coming back for 7th year. Crazy. But yeah, I didn't see it because by the time I got home, I was tired. So I did not see that, but I did wake up to like the Twitter and everybody on the Twitter, the hockey world, because I'm in Minnesota. So a lot of my tweets, my Twitter followers, they love the hockey stuff, regardless if their team's in it or not. And yeah, and that's coming up now because you got Major League Baseball with the review. You got football with the review. Basketball now has even gone to the review for three, because before 3-pointers and some of that stuff, that you couldn't do the circle deal until the hey, go review that. Go review that. He didn't hit a 3. That was a 2. Because even basketball, they want to get some of this stuff right, especially in the playoffs when it's like, because I see Draymond Green is the narcissist of this. Like every time there's a charge or something that he thinks he was set. Hockey needs to add it. Hockey does, because it that moment is too close. Because I can't remember. I think it was the college one where that happened. Didn't that happen in college or something where they awarded somebody the game and then they reviewed it and they made them all come back on the ice and finish?
Oh yeah, Mankato Bemidji. Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like college does it. Like, and I don't know if they reviewed it or they just made a ruling on their own. But hey, if they can do that, the NHL should have been able to pause it, say, hold up, let's go get this right. Let's count. Let's look at, hey, up too many men. Nope, no goal. Let's start, let's get it going again. And so, yeah, and now the Avalanche 3-1, Lightning possibly over. Like they're probably going to tomorrow night, Friday night, it'll be over. And then we'll get Nick Bukestad on Monday because it's over. No, but yeah, that's the tough thing about that. Like you thought you had a chance, going overtime. You're trying to tie this thing up 2-2. And then that happens. So yeah, that's a tough way to lose a game when in the end it shouldn't have counted.
Yeah, it seems like one of the simpler reviews too, just to count the guys on the ice. Now the problem is that the NHL is pretty fluid in the way they enforce that. Like if somebody is a couple, strides from the bench, they'll allow someone to jump on the ice for them. They're okay with that. But in this case, the guy who came on the ice was nowhere close to being replaced. It like the person replacing him was 40 feet, they said, away from the bench. So they actually had 6 skaters on the ice there for a good second or two, which is definitely illegal. So Tampa Bay's got a gripe. I get it. I feel for him. The three-peat's probably dead, but knowing Tampa, they might bounce back and win one in Game 5. So not over yet. Last one. I want your prediction on Chet. I think you're on record as saying he goes to Orlando to team up with Suggs. Is that what you're sticking with? And not only that, Ron, but tell me how Chet does as a rookie. Are we talking rookie of the year? Are we talking bench guy? Are we talking instant star? Where does Chet land in his first season?
So I was trying to get the because I was looking at the mock draft before, and and of course people give you all their takes. So you got Orlando, OKC, Rockets, Sacramento, and so some people are saying this Smith kid out of Auburn is going to be 1. And then OKC or the Rockets would take Chet. 4 was going to be Jay Nivey. And so they were saying that for Sacramento, but then also possibly if Jay Nivey doesn't go 4, then he's going to go 5 to the Pistons, because he said he only worked out for, I think, the Pistons and San Antonio or the Rockets. Maybe he worked out for like 2 teams, and one of them was the Pistons. And that was of late, that last minute workout teams bring players in for to just make sure, hey, is this our guy? But this would Chet Holmgren. I could see that. I could see the Magic deal, because we talk about this all the time. In the NBA, players spend their whole career sometimes trying to go play with their friends. You look at Devin Booker. You look at Karl-Anthony Towns. They've been trying to make that happen with them and D'Lo. Well, D'Lo, you're the odd man out, buddy. Like, they don't even want you anymore. It's going to be Anthony Edwards, D-Book, and Karl-Anthony Towns if they ever make it work. But, they're always trying to get – because we didn't know what Anthony Edwards was going to be, so our minds were saying, hey, let's trade Anthony Edwards, go get Devin Booker, and then you have D'Angelo Russell, and now you have the 3 friends. We're the 3 best friends that anyone could have. Like, that's what people want. You got LeBron, D-Wade, Carmelo, the Banana Boat boys. They wanted to play together. You got, who else was the other ones, the other friendship? I couldn't remember the other one, though. It was another one that the guys were, like, lobbying for their buddy to come play with them. And so that's what happens late. You have to go draft for these guys. You have to go get these guys because, hey, you're my star. I'll go get your friend. Harden. That's what it was. Harden and Kevin Durant. Same thing. Kevin Durant and Harden were boys with OKC. All of a sudden, Harden's out in the market with the Rockets. KD's like, hey, go get Harden. And then, of course, it's like, well, hey, Kyrie too. But KD's like, hey, we got to get Harden. He's a shooter, man. He'll take some pressure off of me. And we did it with Steph and Clay. We could do it with me, Kyrie, and Harden. Well, here's the problem. Now you have a chance for the Orlando Magic to not screw this up. Don't go get Smith. Don't go get a kid that your team doesn't know. Jalen Suggs is comfortable with Chet Holmgren. Now you put two boys who've grown up together, played AAU together, played 7th grade, 6th grade, high school, in college. Well, didn't play college together, but went to the same college, and now they could be on the same NBA team. You get instant chemistry. What can Chet Holmgren be as a number one pick? Well, one, now you get a guy, again, playing with his friends, so he's a lot more comfortable. He's having fun at practice. He's not walking into a locker room as this new young giraffe that's fresh out the womb and can't get his feet under him. He is going to be a giraffe in the locker room, but now he has a buddy. He has his brother. He has somebody that can take care of him, that can tell him the city. Orlando is awesome. Like, we go to Orlando every year for Disney and just to go. I mean, it is an awesome – see, I played for the Orlando Predators down there, so I played arena football down there for 2 years. It's a great city. Chet Holmgren would love it. I mean, sunshine, lifting weights outside. I mean, he just has to gain a little weight, a little strength, not eating steaks and potatoes. That's not the way to do it. He's going to eventually mature. Like, he hasn't really probably hit his full grown man, like, growth, like, of just chest, voice, everything. People said the same thing about Kevin Durant. He's not strong enough. He couldn't bench, I think, 180 pounds or something at the combine. Everybody's like, oh my God, how's he going to deal with it? That's how he deals with it. He spreads out the floor. This is a spread out the floor game now. Chet Holmgren is a legit shooter. I think he shot 40% from three. Like, the kid is 7 feet. He's a unicorn. You know, he's going to be more like a Porzingis, but healthy. Like, think about a healthy Porzingis. Porzingis ends up having back problems, issues with his health, could not get to stay healthy. I mean, that's what you get out of this kid. You get a kid that can be a unicorn, that can finish with his left or his right, can grab a rebound. He can shoot down the court and handle the ball himself. We've seen him at Gonzaga go coast to coast. We've seen him at Minnehaha go coast to coast for a 7-footer. They can go behind his back. He crossed Steph over, step back, hit a 3 on Steph Curry in an AAU game or whatever camp. So that's what you get. That's why the Orlando Magic have to get him.